Alright, so this is a battle report between ogres and beastmen. Now this is a this is a warm-up for the tournament that was going to happen the next day. It was Grail Quest, and so you're allowed to have one monster up to, I think it was 300 points from the Monsters Arcanum, and he brought his ogres, and he had brought with his ogres, I think it was a Bull Taurus. Okay, now I brought a Manticore, which wasn't that great of a choice, but I made do. Alright, so we have his main unit in the middle. It's a unit of Iron Guts, a big unit of Iron Guts. It's a Gut Star. And to the right of the Gut Star, we have Man-Eaters with poison and shooting attacks. Here's my center. And I'm not used to using big blocks because I'm used to Chaos Warriors. But here it is anyway. 50 Gore and, over to the right. And to the left, about 40 Bestigore. Actually, 39 Bestigore. And behind the Bestigore, Ungor. Again, I'm not used to setting up. And behind that was a unit of Ungor, about 40. Alright, so this is his turn. He moves forward his Saber Tusk forward. I already know he's going to try to do there. He's going to try to tie me up with that. He moves the rest of the army like that. I forgot to mention it, but he has an Iron Blaster, but it really doesn't really come into play against Beastmen. Not the type of Beastmen that I run. Not this tournament. But here we go. Here's his movement over here. He moves these his Bull Taurus over there like so. Moving up kind of kind of slowly, and in his magic phase, what he ends up doing, he moves up in his magic phase, he doesn't really cast any magic. I think he cast this spell with the vortex for the ogres. I believe it's the Great Maul, but he did the Small Maul, and it didn't really do anything. All right, but he does decide to shoot his Man-Eaters at my sorcerer in his turn. He had enough range, moved up just enough to shoot, and he shot the sorcerer out from under me. So I had a level 4, but he had no armor, and so he couldn't save, and he killed him. And then the over on the right, I believe, he did something. He tried to charge with the Harpies, because I had pushed my Harpies up, and they ended up fleeing, and so that's them fleeing. They're probably not going to rally because their leadership is so low, and I had them out too far. What can you do, right? Yep, and so there they go. They're not going to be able to rally because their leadership is really low. I moved my Gore up like so, and I can't really move the unit to the right, the Bestigore, up because the Saber Tusk is in the way. So I'm going to try to reduce his movement and try to slow him down, but it's not going to work because my wizard is dead, my level 4, and the only thing I have is level 2s. And since he was carrying the Skull of Catan, they were all just level 2s. They weren't casting it +1 to cast. I moved my Manticore over onto the right, left. I moved it like that because I'm probably going to have to assault the Saber Tusk just to get it out of the way with that. So I'm already back behind the 8 ball here. And so because my magic is uneventful, this is his turn. And he doesn't really move, again, all that much. I mean, he moves just slightly with his main unit in the middle. I'm not trying to get involved with him because I don't have the tools anymore to do it. Kind of sucks. And then he rolls on the magic. He rolls on the magic phase to try to stop a spell, and I failed to stop it. I believe. I'm not quite sure, but I think I failed to stop it, and I think it was his regeneration. I don't even know why I tried to stop it, but it was something to stop. I needed to roll some dice. Okay, so here's me moving up ever so slightly. I moved my Bestigore. Well, I got in close combat with his Saber Tusk, and I killed it, and then I reformed like that with the Bestigore, and my monster, I'm going to have to figure out a way to slow his units down. And then here's another look at the close combat between the Saber Tusk and the Bestigore and the Manticore. So that thing is going to die. I'm fine with that. And I wanted to get some type of movement because I lost so much time sitting behind that Saber Tusk. I remember when building this list that I should have brought the Lord. I was thinking about bringing the Lord of Death. In hindsight, that's probably what I should have done. But you can't go backwards in time, and especially that tournament, and change your list. So here's his movement in the middle. He moves forward about 6 inches with his unit in the middle. My plan, I'm going to try to put the Manticore, I'm gonna sacrifice it to slow his unit down. Because if I can slow his unit down and maybe put some stuff together, I don't know what I'm gonna put together. I don't have a level 4 anymore, so I'm kind of lost. And then here's the Manticore moving like that, just so I can get closer. I think he tried to shoot the Manticore, and I think he did. I think he did a wound, perhaps, maybe a wound. But I'm starting to come. This time, I'm starting to come with a plan. I think I'm gonna use the Bestigor to go after his main unit. That's what's gonna be the plan. There's the Manticore flying up, getting into the way, and so I'm gonna try to get him to overrun into so the Bestigor can get a hold of him. But I don't think he takes the bait per se, if I'm not mistaken. My recollection is kind of sketchy here. But he is charging over a wall. But I wasn't close enough to the wall in order to get any benefit. Alright, so he's going to end up charging into the Manticore. Now, I need to get used to deploying this particular army because usually the way I run it is a T formation where the Ungor push forward and get in the way, and they hold the unit up while I figure out something to do. And this time I didn't deploy them that way, and this is what happens when I do make that mistake. I moved the Bestigor up, and I'm thinking because he shouldn't make that overrun, but I was still playing a reckless game when I decided to put them up there like that. It was a mistake doing that. Alright, so he charges into the Manticore. His Thunder Tusk makes this long charge into my Gore unit, and then the Man-Eater circle around the right. And I think his Bull Taurus also makes that long charge. It wasn't really a long charge. I think it needed like a 9 or something like that. But on 3 dice, he got it, and he made it. They end up killing the Manticore. They overrun, and they don't quite make it to the Bestigor. Whew. That was I got lucky. Here's the plan here. I charge in with the Bestigor. He actually destroys the Gore unit. They didn't really do enough damage, and I think they get destroyed here, so that sucked. No magic. So my plan with the +1 strength goes to pot. Only thing I have now is the Bestigor, and I believe they have a +1 strength in the units, so they're strength 7, minusing 2 for the Totem of Rust, and minusing 3 for the great weapons, 4 for the great weapons. But it's not going to matter. He's not. He's gonna tear through that unit pretty well. And surprisingly enough, he didn't do as well as I thought he would do. They still had they had steadfast, and so they stuck. The Ungor charged into the flank of the Bull Taurus. I believe that's what that was. Oh, the Thunder Tusk. My bad. The Gore did not get destroyed, but they did hold them up, and I think he kills a couple more of my sorcerers. My Beast Lord, he challenges. I think his Tyrant accepts, and he does 2 wounds to the Beast Lord, and the Beast Lord only does 1 to him. I didn't see that coming. I thought I was going to be able to wound him at strength 6, but I wasn't able to wound him and kill him. So I had to re-roll, and then I actually failed my fear test. So that's another reason why I couldn't do anything. I did have the re-roll with the Primal Fury, though. I think he cast something. I think I cast something on the. I don't know what I did here. Somebody cast something on the Bull Taurus. I think it was him. It was the regen. That's right. He did the bubble regen, and I couldn't stop it. I had 6 dice, and he had 6 dice. He threw a high number, and I was hoping for double 6s, and I didn't get it. I couldn't stop it. But the Ungor were able to kill the Thunder Tusk, which was, I think, yeah, they were able to kill him. They got some wounds through, and they actually killed it, amazingly enough. But the Bull Taurus stayed. And then he reformed his main unit, and then charged in his following turn with his Iron Blaster. Yeah, so here's another look at the picture of the Iron Guts and that bubble spell that went off. Man, that hurt. And he didn't do that many wounds in that close combat, but he did reform. He rolled really super low to reform, and they held a little bit longer. Man, and then in my turn I tried to dispel that bubble spell, but it just wouldn't leave. Not actually, I don't even think it's a. I think that's a augment too, so I couldn't do anything about it. And here's another look down here at the bottom. The Gore struggling to kill that unit. and the Bestigor holding on to a sliver of life, and then the gates of Hades opens up, and this is what happens to the Bestigor. He hit so hard because I've failed my fear test, and so he was hitting on threes, and he just wrecked shop. That hurt. And here's another look. He's still looking at that. Oh, he tore me up good on that one. And I believe the following turn, his man-eaters get into the flank of the Gore. And yeah, the Gore are living on borrowed time. And I believe we're coming to the ending parts of the game, turn 5 or 6, I believe. But man, the Gore are probably not going to survive. They lost so many in close combat with the man-eaters, and that was turn 6, and it was a big win for the Bestigor. Ended up losing and running off and getting run down, and so that ended the game. And so man, that hurt. So it really matters if you have a good strategy going into the battle for what you're going against, and the tools in order to implement your strategy. But I am going to put up some other battle reports, and these next 2 battle reports are going to be end times battle reports, and I'm going to go up against elves, and then after that vampire counts. And I'm trying different lists other than the usual Chaos Warrior Demon Prince list, and you'll see those. Enjoy. I hope you enjoyed the battle report. Please subscribe or comment, please. Thank you.